everybody, Kelly Marcus with Pampered Chef here. It's a super casual night tonight. All the family is actually here. You might be able to hear my husband playing the Nintendo Switch in the background. And I am going to make some comfort food. I'm making an everything bagel mac and cheese, which is a recipe that came with my Taste Buds this month. Taste Buds is our subscription service. When you subscribe, you get 3 new recipes and 3 new seasonings to try out every month. It's a lot of fun and introduces a lot of new flavors. So mac and cheese is not something I normally make from scratch, so this will be a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and tilt you down and show you where we are. I'm using my enameled covered pan. Oh, sorry, I must have had some, oh yes, I had some water on there. But for tonight, I really love this pan. It's big enough for my whole family. It's got the cover. I can start on the stove and we can go down into the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. I have 2 tablespoons of butter browning or melting at a medium level. And I'm just gonna put in 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna get that going. And I should have done my milk before I started this. I got so excited. All right, we're gonna add 2.5 cups of milk to this before it starts to burn really slowly. What we're doing here is just making a basic cheese sauce. So to this, we're gonna be adding cheese here in a few minutes once we have our butter, flour, and milk all incorporated. Now I could do the sauce in a smaller pan, but I want to just put my pasta right in this one and stick it in the oven so that I don't have a ton of dishes. I really love recipes where I can just do it all in as few dishes as possible. And with this enameled cast iron, I can do that. So I'm going to incorporate the rest of this and let it warm up. You can see I'm using my sauce whisk here. This is great for sauces, and it's coated so it's not going to scratch the bottom of my enameled pan. A lot of our pans you can use metal utensils on, but you shouldn't use metal utensils on enameled cast iron because it does scratch up the enamel. Okay, as that warms up, I'm going to grab my cheese out of the refrigerator here. I have about 1 cup or 4 ounces of extra sharp cheddar here, and then I have 4 ounces of cream cheese that I've cubed. You want to cube it up like that because it's going to melt a lot faster and a lot more evenly. So as this comes up, we'll start incorporating this. Oh, and at this stage as well, okay, we're going to cook this for 5 to 7 minutes or until it comes to a boil. I'm sorry. We're also going to add the seasoning, and we should have added that with the flour. So just 1 tablespoon of the everything bagel seasoning right in there in the sauce. Now, these recipes come with the seasonings in the little pouches that are enough for you to make the recipe like 2 times or make the recipe once and make something else. But I had the jar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this, and maybe I'll use the little packet as a giveaway at some point. That would be really fun. Okay, this is starting to thicken up, so I'm gonna start adding my cheese in so it can start to melt. This is called a Mornay sauce. I'm not sure if I already told you guys that. It's just a basic Mornay sauce or a cheese sauce. So if you see the term Mornay sauce, it's just a fancy way of saying cheese sauce. All right, so we've got our sharp cheddar all incorporated there. This is getting really mighty thick. And now I'm going to put in my cream cheese. And I'm not dumping it in because then it's just gonna kind of totally clump all together, and the whole point of cutting it up will be lost. So I'm putting it in kind of separated here around. We're going to continue. You don't want this to burn. Anytime you are using dairy products, you want to do it at a lower temperature and make sure you're stirring continuously so it doesn't burn at the bottom of your pan. And we're going to get that all mixed in, and I'm going to remove this over. Oh, I'm going to use my little hot pads here. I'm going to remove this over to my island, and I'm going to move you to. Oh, don't look at my my bad burners for too long there. Okay. All right. So now we've got this over here, turning off my stove, and our cheese sauce is going to continue to melt and combine together. Maybe use my little mix and scraper here to kind of smush that cream cheese and get it nice and incorporated into our sauce. If it's not all the way done, it's going to get there when we add our noodles. So, and put it in the oven. Once this is all together, we're going to put this in the oven at 350 to bake for a little bit. So it'll melt there some too. All right. I'm going to give this one last little whisk here. And then we're going to add our pasta. I already have the pasta done. This is a, oh, let me see the name of this because it's cavatappi, and I'm probably saying that totally wrong. I am not Italian in any way, shape, or form, but it's this really fun little spiral pasta. And I went ahead and boiled that already in my multi-purpose pot with the collapsible strainer. One thing about boiling your pasta, oh, Ian wants to say hi. Say hi, Ian. Hi. Okay. One thing about boiling your pasta is you want to make sure that your water is very highly salted. Like make it like the sea water salted, because that is going to add a ton of flavor to your pasta and then in turn to your dish. All right, so we're going to stir all the pasta in here, but once we have this done, we're not quite done yet because we have a topping to make. So I'm incorporating, oh, that looks so yummy. I have a topping to make for this. Now this is a meatless meal. You could easily add chicken if you wanted to, or, you know, I was kind of wondering about the protein content, so I looked on my card here, on my card, it gives me the nutrition information, and each serving has 18 grams of protein already, so we're good on the protein. But if I was worried about it, I could add some of our pea protein from Enrichables, and it would add that extra protein without adding anything else, any flavor or anything else to our dish. All right, I'm going to set this aside for just a moment. And right here we have, let me slide this over, a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. I love our prep bowls because they have the measurements right there. Oh, see, I'm just missing the mark all day today. Okay, it has the measurements right there on the side. So I've got a half a cup there, and I'm gonna add another tablespoon and a half of our everything bagel seasoning with the adjustable measuring spoon here. So there's one, then I'm gonna adjust it up to half right there. And there's our other half. And then I've got 1 tablespoon of butter that I melted in the microwave, and I'm just gonna dump that in there. Mix that all up with my little mini mix and scraper, and it's just gonna make a nice little crust for the top of the pasta and give it some more of that everything bagel flavor. I'm really looking forward to this. I have never really, I mean, I love everything bagels, but I've never tried just the seasoning until this one came out, and I am in love. It is so flavorful. I've put it on top of little like pizza pockets for my kids and stuff. It's great. All right, so I'm gonna sprinkle this on top, all across the top here. And now I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees. Let me look at the time because I didn't memorize that. For about 28 to 30 minutes that it has to bake. And then we're gonna have dinner. And I might serve this with a salad or just some cut veggies on the side. But look at that, doesn't that look yummy? Oh, I'll post a picture of it all brown and gorgeous when it comes out of the oven. So that's what I've got going on tonight. What's in your oven for dinner? I hope it's something yummy. Happy cooking.